You won't have to look too closely at your 2013 paychecks to notice the fiscal cliff lawmakers are battling out right now. How much difference are we talking? Kathy Burlison, tax advisor at Smartspot in Prairie Village, joins me now. Kathy, I don't want to be you right now at all. I don't want your job. I don't envy it. Can you describe what we're looking at in the next just coming few weeks even?
Sure. Starting in January, the first thing people will see is a dip in their paycheck.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that their employers have reduced their wages. It means that they're now paying more in Social Security tax.
That's a for sure.
That is a for sure unless it changes. Okay. That could be another fix to the fiscal cliff. One of the things that Congress could do is say, we're going to keep Social Security at 4.2% instead of letting it go back up to 6.2.
Okay.
But the payroll software is anticipating it going back up to 6.2. So depending on how quickly this happens, you may still see a dip in your paycheck.
So with so much unknown right now, what can people do to plan ahead when they're budgeting?
They should probably plan on having a little bit less money, unfortunately. For example, in January, a single person earning $50,000 might see a decrease in her paycheck every other week of $38 a week just because of the Social Security dip. Now, once IRS fixes the withholding tables, if the fiscal cliff doesn't get fixed, she might see another $17 less in February or March once the withholding kicks in. So sharpening your pencil on your budget, or maybe looking at your withholding. If you usually get a refund, maybe you can plan for a smaller refund next year so you've got more money in your paycheck this year.
So start budgeting now. Now, you sent over a timeline that I have to say was so depressing because worst case scenario, it just gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, this carries over into April of 2014, correct? Because that's when we get our taxes back.
It does. Let's say that there is no agreement all year long and we just live all year with the tax changes that are going to happen. January, we see that Social Security dip. February, we see new withholding tables, we see less money. Mid-year, you probably want to be planning, really looking at what have I got in withholding so far, what do I think my taxes are going to be, and adjust it some, because if not, you get to December and you don't have enough withheld, and you file your taxes next April, and you've got a smaller refund or a balance due that you weren't expecting.
So right now, when clients come to you and ask you what you should do, are you just telling them to really plan for this timeline that we're looking at right now, worst case scenario?
We're telling them that we don't know. We just really don't know. But to expect that they may have a little bit less money in January, even less in February. And as soon as we know anything, really taking a look at their paychecks, what we know what the laws are, and then going ahead and adjusting as we can for what's the known. Right now, the problem is it's unknown.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate you joining us this morning. All right, stay with us.